This is a WonderPress, this is a dual station, and this is a half-finished echoey office. Between the three, we are going to give you a great video today showcasing the new xTool WonderPress accessory, which is the dual station to help you productionize your t-shirt production. So if you want to learn how to do it, if you want to add it to your Kickstarter, if you want to think about buying the overall WonderPress in general, this is the video for you. Stick around, we're going to run through it in live time. Let's do this. So here we go, we've got our first item and it is a cushion to obviously press onto. That's a nice start for us, and obviously we're going to provide one of those because we have a whole new workstation to work with. So we'll take that out. We have our quick start guide here, which we're going to be using to put this together. Over here on the right hand side, if I pop this out, and this is classic xTool packaging, by the way, it's really, really secure. This is what I believe to be a stabilization plate. Comes with screws attached on, so we'll be keeping that safe. And then what we're going to do is undo some of this foam. This looks nice though, it's got that metallic finish on it. So this is very much similar to the base that comes with the WonderPress. And then we have our actual tray here, and I'm going to just lift it out nice and carefully because it can move, as you see there. I like the fact that, you know, the packaging is fairly, obviously it's more than adequate enough, and there you go, here it is. But it is also pretty simple. That is simple to get out. Here is everything that has come with it. I'll give you a nice overall arching look of it. Not much to put together. Let's get the WonderPress back out the box and let's put it all together. And if you are wondering, yes, this is an unfinished, unpainted, well, mid-painted room. I am in the middle of a shop transformation and moving into a slightly bigger space. Hopefully it's not too echoey, but it's good enough to do what we need to do. Let's do it. So let's start off, make sure you've got the power unplugged, and then we're gonna remove the actual tray that comes with it, and it just pops off like that, very easy to do. Now we're gonna return that back to its position, as you can see. Now our next step is gonna be to carefully lift it up and pivot it onto its back, like so, because ultimately what we wanna do, get access to this area right here. I'll give you a look at that bottom plate right there because we are going to be picking up on some screw positions. This one and this one. We'll be adding our first part, which is the stabilizing stand that you can see right here. And it comes with the thumb screw. So let's take that off and let's get it attached. Curious about the screws, these are what they look like. You get two of these bigger ones and two small black ones. Now there is no wrong orientation in terms of left and right. However, you do need to get this the right way up. So you want the metal part facing you. And we are going to basically line it up on those two screws there, like I mentioned. And then using the black thumb screw, we're going to push it through. Offer it through so you can see it like that. Then we're just going to literally line it up. And what I like about this is they are thumb screws, so you don't need any screwdrivers or any tools to do this. So as you can see, I'm just tightening them up. But there you go. We have our stabilizing plate nice and secure. We are going to very carefully lower it back down the same way we did putting it up. So we're going to turn it on its side, tilt it forward off of its back, making sure the plug is out the way. And then just like that, we have our stabilizing base installed. Now that we have it positioned, so this hole and this hole, they have threaded inserts underneath, assuming you lined it up correctly. Get the large metal thumb screw, push it through, and then you should feel resistance as I'm doing right there. And do it hand tight, move the tray to the other side. Then this thumb screw will be exactly the same. Quick look just so you can see it before I put the cushions on top. You'll see there is a number 1 and a number 2, which is good if you want to keep track in that sense. This thing just flows left and right, as you can see, and obviously the drawer itself will move in and out, which is really, really smooth as well. So let's get the cushions on and then we can fire it up. This is the one that came with my WonderPress, and you'll get one with yours as well. You'll notice there is a locating feature on the bottom of it. So when you do offer it up, I tend to make sure that the xTool label is facing towards me and the writing also is. I'm going to move the one slot across. We're going to lower it down. It can only fit one way. And then once that's on, this one across and put your next one on. So I do still need to install the cushion on mine. So here is the base that we've got. You'll see there are these little hooks on each corner. We want to orientate it so that your elastic toggles are on the same orientation as that, and just literally slot them over the top, as you can see. Then we're going to rotate around again. We're going to do exactly the same on this side, if I can grab it, which I have. Now we can install this one. Exactly the same as the other one. I'm going to have the label on the front. We're going to lower it down. It can only go one way. There is our finished jewel station, fully installed. It can slide left and right, which is brilliant. You can pull it out to actually load your designs on. Now there is one further thing I wanted to show you, and that is the laser positioning pen. You can see I've got two of them set up there, and it's a bit light in here, but you can see these are things you can adjust. But I am going to be using one of them today because my designs are fairly simple, but I just want to unbox this for you and show you how this is put together as well. Now, if you're wondering what the purpose of this is, as the name suggests, this is to basically allow you to align your t-shirts up quickly if you're doing lots and lots in a row. So it comes with this user guide, and within it, if I open it up, there is a really definitive set of instructions which show you how to position it and how you can use it. You've got your foam case. Within it, you've got your bracket here. It's a nice xTool branded one. And then our laser module itself. So the way this is if you press it, it should turn on. However, what I will say is what you need to do when you first get them is unscrew that end there and take the battery out, and you'll see there is like a little transparent disc. Hopefully you can see that on my finger there. Remove that, then screw it back on. And then before you know it, you have got a laser. And to be honest with you, these are cool. And I could see a use for these for doing tumbler designs and stuff like that as well on your lasers. What you need to do, obviously you have your bracket there. So there is a distinctive shape which will match the shape of this. And if I just pop it on there now, it's magnetic. So it's magnetic and it's hinged. So you can actually adjust it. And all you need to do is push your bit through the top like that. You can adjust it as high or as low as you like. Slot it on there, and before you know it, you've got it. And let's see how this thing works. So obviously the first thing you can do is move it up and down like this. But then the other thing you can do is you can rotate it and straighten it up. So you can obviously, if I move this camera, if you had two of these set up like that, you can set it up so that you twist it so that obviously you've got a diagonal line there, and when you're first setting this up, you would definitely want to get rulers and get it right. But then you can basically create a center point there, which you know to place your designs on. So as you're bringing that tray in and out, that remains in the same place. You put your design on it, locate it centrally, press it down, and you're good to go. So that is the possibilities. And one other one to mention, there is also a crosshair version. So between the two of them, you get the crosshair version and the line version. So you've got a lot of versatility with those two things. So I think there's only one thing left to do here, and that is to actually test this out and see how it goes. So I wanted to do something fairly accurate to really test this out. So what you can see I've got 3 different t-shirts, different kind of designs. It's all sublimation. I'm not doing DTF today just because I don't have anything ready to do it. But I basically want to do this one first. Then I want to get this one set up as it's going, and then once that one comes across and that one's pressed, I'll then take that one and set that up as well. So that's the plan. In terms of the settings that I'm using on the actual heat press itself, so I'm going to be using 200 degrees, 55 seconds, 85 kilograms of pressure, and I will keep auto mode on. So what I will say for this, everyone, is I am not an expert when it comes to sublimation and that. I'm someone who's learning, I'm someone who's getting better as I go and more experienced. So those settings that I mentioned right there, they might not be the optimum settings. We'll see how they go. I'm going to show you the results no matter what, and it might be that you come up with something better. Put it in the comments if you do. Let's crack on. So let's attach our laser. I'm going to try and line it up as central as I can. So if I was doing this in slow time under my own steam, I would get a ruler and measure from one half to the other, and I would do this so that it is definitely straight. That being said, you know, I am doing a bit of a speed run for you guys, so I won't be doing that. So let's get this t-shirt. What I'm going to do first is just line it up with what I feel like it is the center, and you can actually do this here, like, and I will adjust it a little bit more. That's pretty central there. So what I'm going to do, this first one is a slogan, strong silent type Literally just typed it up earlier. And I am just gonna line that piece of paper. So I positioned it centrally on the paper. So I know if I line up the paper centrally, then we are good. Now, another caveat at this point, because those who are seasoned vets are gonna pick me up for this, all right? But I know I'm doing it wrong. I should have some kind of Teflon sheet or butcher's paper to put on top. Well, with this happening, I've put everything in storage and I just don't have it. So we are gonna do this cold turkey, no kind of Teflon on top. So don't kill me too much for that, okay? So we're pretty central here. I'm happy to give that a go. I do want to make sure the actual font itself is fairly high up on the t-shirt. Yep, that's good. So we are going to go in. I have pre-pressed it a minute ago so that the moisture is already removed. Auto's on, so as soon as I close that, because it's preheated, and I'll show you it happening, it is automatically going to go down and press it. And as you can see, our laser is still attached. So we are counting down now. So whilst that one's doing, I can get this second one positioned, and this is for my son. And here we go, the dinosaur, like I said. And once we get it in a position, so I can get it ready to go, flatten it out, get it to a point where I'm fairly happy with it. I think that's pretty good. What we're gonna do then, I'll just double check the dinosaur is high enough. This is finished, and if I move you back over, we are doing this live, so any mistakes, you are gonna capture it. Now that's done, it will lift it up, and this is where the paper probably will stick to it because I didn't have a butcher's paper. We're gonna take it out, and we have a successful first t-shirt print. I'll take it out. To be honest, I thought that was black. I don't know why it's green, but it worked. So there's our first one. We are gonna slide this one across, and this is where our laser is still in the same position. So what are we gonna do? We are gonna take that one off because that shouldn't be there. We're gonna just now position this, get it all flattened out, make sure this is as straight. And to be honest, if I had another laser, I'd probably, and I do, but I haven't got it set up, I'd do some kind of horizontal line just to get it good. But there we go. We're gonna press this one now, once again, and that one's going in. And it's lowering down. And whilst that one does that, we are gonna get our third t-shirt set up. And this is where you can see the benefit of this. This is like a little Japanese tiger design. Let me know in the comments, did Japan ever have tigers? So this is where you can see, if you're doing this as a business, this is very, very practical because you can literally prep. If you've got to make like 10 of the same t-shirt or something, you can prep this and get it really, really fine-tuned down and just churn these things out. So we've got that on there. That's good to go. We're gonna move back to this, which has got 5 seconds left. And I'll take the old design. That's gonna come up, and this is where I like auto mode, okay? Because auto mode just does it. I'm literally not having to handle this. We're pulling this out, pull the paper out, and there is our second successful design. My son is gonna love that, by the way. And now, because we have our next one already good to go, we're just gonna pull that out a bit further. Then we're gonna move this across like that. And looking at the design there like that, I think it would go well. And there you go. We're gonna press that in again. I'm gonna move the camera so you can see it. So our final t-shirt is now being pressed. And I mean, I've got other t-shirts in here, which you can see. If I really wanted to, I would just keep doing this. I mean, I think this has been a couple of minutes and we've already churned out 3 t-shirts. There's our third one. We could easily get a 4th set up, and there's a lot of potential with this. I'm hoping me showing you it will give you a good idea as to whether or not you could use this and make it worthwhile. Final design is about to finish. And here is the moment of truth. And that one's actually stayed on there, which is good. I'm gonna pull the tray out. I love the fact you can just slide the tray out. So this is why you should use butcher's paper. Learn the lesson through me. You're probably all kicking yourself and laughing right now. I'm not gonna hide this from the video. The cleanest part is the part with the paper. You can see I've actually stained my t-shirt because I'm not following the right procedures. But what I have showed you guys is that that does work well if you're not stupid like I am. By the way, we have a hybrid t-shirt now, part dinosaur, part Japanese tiger. And here we have our 2.5 finished designs. I classed that as a half a success. That looked nice. But this was really, really practical. I hope you saw some good uses for it with some correct operating procedures of using butcher's paper or a Teflon sheet to keep everything clean and non-contaminated. You have got yourself a manufacturing production line set up there. Super simple, super easy. You have seen me succeed, you've seen me fail, but most importantly, you've seen the full process now. To give you as much insight as possible into the dual station, whether or not it's for you is your own choice. But what I will say is you can add it to your Kickstarter if you want. Remember, Kickstarter isn't a guarantee, but at the same time, xTool are a very reputable company, so I would be fairly confident that will go through. If this video has been helpful to you, if you want to see more xTool WonderPress content or any xTool laser or just 3D printing content, give the channel a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And we have so many more good things coming. And this space right behind me is going to look absolutely amazing soon. So stay tuned for that. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you soon.